What's going on, guys? My name's Simon and welcome back to another episode of Will It Rally. In this episode we'll be taking this go-kart around the rally stage. Of course, the go-kart has to be the infamous vomit green kart from my, what was it, video, Karting Chaos or something, I forget what it was called. But yes, we're going to take this around the rally stage and we'll see how we get on, so let's get straight into it. So here we are in the vomit green kart. We will get underway in 3, 2 and 1, go. There's first gear, a lot of bogging there as we set off now 50 kilometers an hour or something along that tiny little straight there. I'm not quite sure how this kart is going to perform because it has absolutely zero suspension, but oh, it only has one gear as well. That's interesting. I thought this was the kart from my Karting Chaos video, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's slightly different. This kart's still capable of a hefty 105 kilometers per hour as we accelerate now, slowly but surely, still in first gear, through the little kink here, coming up to the chicane. Keep it together, Simon. Slight shimmy there of the rear end. Now we come through the chicane completely flat, barely any steering input needed. Rear tyres are all warmed up, fronts are still pretty cold as we brake. About now, I would imagine. No downshifts needed, so it's fairly good braking action there. Now coming around this left-hand kink, we absolutely nail it for the first time the entire series. That is something to behold, folks. You're never going to see that again on Will It Rally. We'll brake now, I would imagine. Oh, we've locked the tyres there. Oh dear, that's a bit of oversteering. We've completely just cut up that left-hand crested turn now over the road of many jumps. It's going to be an interesting time. Now coming over the double jump road. There's a bit of air there and a bit more there. Oh, we've landed a bit heavily, and that's not going to be ideal. Coming over that crest, bit more air. Keep it flat. No, actually don't. Lift off majorly. Oh dear. There's actually some very responsive steering in this thing, which is interesting enough. Just completely cut across that because we're never going to make it. We only have, I'd say, probably just over 90 degrees of steering lock. We have only one gear, so I'd say the acceleration is, what is the word I'm looking at? Oh my word, that's absolutely horrific. That's going to be broken bones as we now get a wiggle coming out of that corner. Look at this steering angle that we have here. Barely anything. That's, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by a fatal collision with a, oh dear, by a fatal collision with a ditch. I imagine the acceleration and the torque on this thing is fairly bog standard all the way up in speed. Brake about now. We use the locking to sort of rotate the kart. I tell you, you get more steering angle in a horse. Oh dear. Now as we accelerate going up the hill, that's 60 kph there, and we are absolutely flying. There's 70, 80 kph now, 90. Can we break 100? There's 88, 98. There's 100 kph now. Brake about here, turn it in. This is like a Formula 1 car. You need fairly small inputs to do the biggest things at high speed. Yes, I have just likened a go-kart to a Formula 1 car. Brake about now, turn it in. Oh dear, that's a horrible crash. Oh my word, what's going on there? Oh my word, that's a reset to the start of the track is what that is. And well, I'm gonna need a replay of that, folks. I am going to need a replay of that. So here we are coming along now, approaching the corner which we completely cut over. There's the big old jump, and there we go, flipping. That's at least 5 meters in the air. We've sort of just cartwheeled, so your man would have been seriously injured. Probably not dead though, which is, well, You love to see it, don't you? Anyways, let's set off again. 3, 2, 1, and a go. First gear, there it is. Let's get a bit of a clutch kick in there. That hasn't really done anything. Let's just accelerate through that track extender on the exit. Well, I cut the corner apparently. I definitely didn't, but the game thinks I did. So we'll just roll with it, and now the lap is invalidated, which, well, I'd be lying if I said anyone cared. There's us absolutely murdering. Oh, the verge. I can't call it a curb because it's definitely not a curb. Oh, let's miss that pole. We've just about succeeded in missing the pole. Now, as we accelerate up, come on now, do something, kart. It is not the pokiest thing off the line, but it is good enough, I would say. I'm starting to get a bit of a sore throat here. Through the chicane, bit of a wiggle coming through there. That's, well, it's never helpful, let's say that much. And as we brake, now, lock the rears, but we get some good braking in there, and we've made up a lot of time. 1 minute and 11 seconds so far. I have a feeling that we're not going to be particularly competitive on this run. If we beat the Peugeot 504, then we're going to be, well, doing well, I'd say. I am getting quite a sore throat, almost a sort of tickle in the back of my throat. So I really do want to cough, but I'm not going to, because I've just absolutely taken that corner in the best way I ever have this whole series. And now as we accelerate again over the double jump road of many jumps and stuff and things, here we go, double jump time. There's a lot of air, and we've had a bit of a rough landing. There's a bit more air. Oh my word, keep it flat, keep it flat, keep it flat. Yes, that's what we like to see. Now as we lock up, get it turned in with our tiny amount of steering lock. And now we accelerate through. There's 80 k's there. We're going to have to take it very easy through here. Just ride the brake pedal like a pony. So that's a good analogy there, I think. So now 2 minutes 25 on the clock. Coming through this, well, we're going to call it the James May complex from a few videos back. Oh, what has gone on there? That is terrible. And we are going to need to start the lap again, so we're going to take it as a rolling start this time. I really do need to finish this video off quickly because I am going to England and I need to get some videos done. So we really do need to get a wiggle on here. I don't think this track definitely wasn't designed to have a go-kart go around it, so it could be a sort of confliction between the mods, which wouldn't be ideal at all, but it is a possibility. So we'll say that much. It is definitely a possibility that when we go, oh, that's going to be serious injuries. At least we have a reverse gear on this. It's probably actually more nimble in reverse than it is in first gear. Now as we accelerate up through 50 kph now, we are hopefully going to make it on this run. Third time is the charm, as they always say. We had a very peculiar incident last run with that fence. I'm not quite sure what happened. I just sort of sunk through the ground as we get an epic drift through that chicane. I've just sort of sunk through the ground as we take a look around now. Oh dear, gone slightly off line. Now as we brake heavily, flick it in, we've just about missed that sign on the left. That is superb, using all of the track. Not that it's much of a track, but we'll brush over that point. Now as we get off the track slightly, we're a bit on the bad side of things there. Coming past the log pile and the ambulance and fire truck. Brake now, lock up all the tyres, but we'll get it stopped with no problems at all. Now over jumpy jump road of much jumps and stuffs as we come over the crest before the double jump. And here we are on first of two double jumps. A bit of air there and a bit of air there. And oh, we've got a bit of a shake. The Harlem shake going on there as we save it from Harlem, it would seem. Brake about now. And don't hit that. Oh, we've hit it, and that's not gone particularly well. But we're going to turn it around, because this thing, despite having 0 steering lock, actually has a decent turning circle. So, anyway, we'll carry on. Hopefully, we will stay on the track that we're actually allowed to be on, as opposed to just sinking through the floor. I think it's a problem with the fence, to be honest. And the kart being this small, I think there might be an area of the world missing where that fence is sort of in the ground. Now, get it slowed down, Simon. You don't want to hit any fences because they are lethal, and we know this to be true. My voice is getting properly tired out here. There's very much a tickle in the back of my throat, and no amount of coughing. Oh, we came very close there, folks. We came exceptionally close to being absolutely murdered. Absolutely murked in the face by that fence as we now cut across that corner. Completely unnecessarily, it must be said, but we're going to completely gloss over that. 3 minutes, I think we may be coming last here. We got a 10 minutes 14 to beat, and well, we're probably not out of the second, well, not even out of the first sector of the track. We might be close to the second sector, but if we continue this sort of pace, then we're going to be absolutely nowhere in comparison to the Peugeot 504, which, if you remember, was completely undrivable. Now, as we brake, we take this corner very steadily, and it is official that we are now further in the course than we have ever been with this kart. We want to get it nice and slowed down. This thing might have a decent turning circle at low speeds, but, well, seemingly it is just magnetically attracted to every single My lord, my voice is completely gone and my neck is just sort of cracked. This kart is magnetically attracted to every single fence on the planet, it would seem, as we now come along the fan fiction straight under this Red Bull inflatable, past the marshals and that ambulance and the tent there and the stack of logs. I really need to cough, but I'm going to try not to as we come to this crest. Over the crest now, no air, which is good. Braking about now, get a little bit of a shake going into that corner, avoid the dry stone wall there on the right hand side. As we brake now, coming into this incredibly tight complex, we're going to have to take about 2 miles an hour here. So as we just wiggle our way through this course, about 5 times as wide as a go-kart, so we should be advantaged. No, yeah, there's definitely a problem with the fences on this course, because we just get those weird shadows every time we hit one. This is going to be very painful, so we're just going to stay as far away from those fences as we can. Now we're going to absolutely boot it with 0 response on the throttle. We are halfway through the course, I would say, and about, well, halfway in our time to beating the Peugeot, hopefully. If we take this long for the rest of the course, then we are definitely not going to beat it, but I think we should be alright now. Coming through this little kink here, stay very far away from any fences in this complex coming up. That is a fence, and we are going to completely avoid it. We've stalled the kart slightly, but regardless, we're going to carry on now. There's 50 kph as we have the slowest acceleration of any vehicle to grace the face of the earth. Now 6 minutes and 6 seconds, so we're definitely not going to get anywhere near the front of the timesheet. Now we're going to have to be very careful here. I'm going to start braking about now, because we do not want to hit that fence. About 90% of the time we absolutely smash into it, and it's something we really don't want to do in this death machine, because we will be bound to the pits of hell almost instantly. The front tyres really aren't that warm, so I'm going to try and do a bit of weaving to warm them up. Generally the tyres are all warmed up at this stage of the course, but these ones certainly aren't. Now as we come through this complex, we need to be really slow here, because, well, we don't want to hit those fences. Now we can absolutely floor the throttle. Of course, absolutely zilch throttle response from this thing. We're gonna be coming across the line in probably 30 seconds, which is going to put us, I believe, somewhere behind the Alfa Romeo 4C, but I can't quite be sure, so I am going to have to just sort of guess my way to the times. I don't have the times in front of me because I am in a rush to get this video finished. There's 1:30, 7:30. I'm saying 1:11 and 7 at the same time, and it's not gone well at all. There's 7:3. That's 7:38.090. That's going to put us somewhere behind the Alfa Romeo 4C. I'm not quite sure. Fairly competitive time though, considering it's only a go-kart. But yes, I'm going to have to get this video finished up very quickly, folks. So with that, if you did enjoy the video, then please do leave a like and feel free to subscribe. I think the Vomit Green Kart deserves a subscription entirely. But apart from that, my name has been Simon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.